What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's The Oval Season 5, Episode 4. And this episode is titled Coming Clean, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into this episode, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me a favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss The Oval, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, it opens up and we pick up where I think we left off with this scene last week with Richard going to the coroner's office to ID the body, right, that they think is Barry's. Now, when he looked at the body, he told T that it's not Barry. And then he asked him, like, why do you guys think that it's Barry? So they found some things in the car that is, registered to Barry. And when Richard saw the stuff, he said, that's not my son's, and it's not the correct bill for Barry as well. And then after that, he's telling him that he needs to help to find Barry. He's telling him how the last time they saw Barry went to go find the Rackadoo. She's looking for his daughter. Richard's telling him how he went there previously and they ran him off the road. So T gave him his card and said that we'll help you find him, right? Good luck with that one. And then after that, we move over to the scene with Sam. So you guys remember in last week's episode, Priscilla had a bunch of goons come out and just, stomp on the mud hole into Sam, right? So that's really what's going on in this scene, is just the guys are just kicking Sam's ass, to be quite honest with you guys. And so Priscilla is like, you gonna get your shit and get out, Sam? He was like, no. And she's like, beat his ass again. So they beat him again, and she said, so what are you gonna do, Sam? He said, I'm gonna get my stuff and I'm gonna leave. And she said, and what? What are you gonna do when you see me at work? He says, I'm not gonna talk to you. And she said, and what else? He said, Priscilla, I don't know what else you're talking about. She says, you're gonna stop fucking that bitch. He says, I've already stopped doing that. She says, when? He says, it's after it happened. I was like, here's the thing, Priscilla. If you're so upset with Sam and pissed off at Sam, why are you telling him not to have sex with Victoria? Especially if you're telling him to get his stuff and get out the house, not to talk to you, but you don't want him to sleep with her. Please make it make sense to me, because it really truly didn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. Also, before we go ahead and pause here and move forward, I do want to point something out real quick. I don't remember if it was the Oval video last week or if it was my sister's, but I think it was my sister's. And I'll mention again in sisters too. You guys, these are fictional characters. They're not real. So I don't know why y'all get so in y'all feelings and so upset. That is so weird to me. I'm like, I understand it when it comes to the housewives and stuff. Those are real people and y'all get invested with them. But this is not a real story. These are not real people. Like, they are real people, but those are actors and actresses that are hired to portray a role. So if you guys feel some type of way about it, it is what it is, but I really don't care. These are my personal opinions. If you guys feel otherwise from me, respectfully leave it in the comments section. Or here's another suggestion, a little tidbit for you, or a suggestion. Create your own channel. The same way that you're commenting on my videos from a channel, that you can turn that into a whole channel yourself and do the reviews if you feel strongly or differently. And another thing, I like you guys that subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. I really appreciate you guys. I will say that. But here's the thing. You don't have to notify me of you unsubscribing to my channel. I guarantee you it hurts me none if you unsubscribe to my channel. Because let me keep it real with you guys. I don't really make money from this. I make some money from this channel, but it's not a whole lot. It ain't nothing that I'm going to cry home about. Like, if you guys, again, no offense to anybody, don't take this the wrong way, but if you guys don't subscribe, I'm not going to feel it in my bank account. Only way I would feel something in my bank account is if I lose my job or my side hustle that I do doesn't make me any money. Those are the only two ways that I'm going to lose money. Just being honest with you guys. YouTube isn't one. And then losing one or two subscribers, it doesn't really hurt me. If you guys want me to be honest with you guys, I've really been thinking about ending this channel for real. I have thought about that for quite some time, to just let go of this YouTube channel and stop doing it, because sometimes I have to be honest, I don't care to do these videos, but I do them because I know that people out there enjoy them. But hey, that's that. Now we can pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, we move over to Hunter's room. You guys know he's in the infirmary, and you guys remember last week that the White House doctor was telling Donald that there's an issue with Hunter's kidneys, right? And this week, he wakes up. I was like, say, what now? The man literally just overdosed, and y'all talking about his kidneys are failing, but he wakes up out of the clear. Okay. Have to remember, we're in Tyler Perry land, so anything can happen. Tyler Perry land is a abbreviated soap opera. It's an abbreviated soap opera. Because I know, if you guys don't watch soap operas, you guys know people come back from the dead all the time on soap operas. And so it is what it is. He's awake. He's asking what's going on. The White House doctor told him that he overdosed. And Hunter wants to get out of the bed. And the doctor telling him he can't get out of the bed. And he says he needs to get back to work. And the doctor tells him that Eli has been sworn in as president. So Hunter's like, what? So he wanted to jump up out of the bed and he passed out. I was like, go figure. He should have been done passed out. I mean, the man just OD'd. And you're talking about he has kidney issues. He should not. Okay, never mind. We'll get to it when we get to it. Next up, you guys, Donald. So Donald got back to the house. You guys remember that Alonzo was over to the crib, right? So Donald is asking Alonzo, where did you get the drugs from? And so Alan, not Alan, but Alonzo told him that he got them from the pharmacy. He said, because Hunter told him that the drugs that he had, he wanted some better drugs. So he went to the pharmacy because of a connect that he got. So Donald asked him who was the connect. He told him it was Alan, right? And so he says, so where are the drugs now? He says, well, I gave them back to Alan. He said, well, where's Alan? He says, Alan was supposed to take him back to the pharmacy, but I haven't heard from Alan yet. So Donald called Alan up on the phone. We all know Alan is in a jail cell. So, Alonzo was like, he's been looking for him, but he can't find himself. So when you find him, bring him back to me. For what? Didn't he just tell you he stole the drugs and Alan took the drugs to take them back to the pharmacy? So what is Alan going to do for you? Now, granted, I know that, Alonzo told him that Alan told him that he gets the drugs for Donald from that pharmacy, right? And I was like, wait a minute, so Donald does drugs too? Am I confused? Or were we getting drugs for Hunter? Ah, that's what it is. That's probably what it is. We're getting drugs for Hunter. I think. If I'm wrong, let me know. It is what it is. I really don't care, to be quite honest with you guys. So the next scene we got, well, actually, speaking of which, in the same scene, Lily came down. Lily is just, messing with Donald, gloating and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, so you sent that guy after me? She was like, no, you sent him after him yourself with all the stuff that you did to him. And Donald was like, well, I gave him a forewarning. And you may have gave him a forewarning, but you cost him man his job. So he ain't got nothing to lose at this point. So he took you out. Then he asked her, did they get rid of his Trick's body? And she was like, that's what you call him? And he told her he's sleeping in the guest bedroom. She's like, well, I've been sleeping in the guest bedroom. I was like, Lily, now you know that Donald don't give one iota about you, right? But hey, it is what it is. Then we move over to the scene with Alan. So Alan is still in his jail cell, right? Remember, that guy came to take Alan out, right? Alan is trying to barter a deal with the guy, saying, you know what, I'll pay y'all back for the drugs. And the dude was like, so you got $300,000? He's like, I can get it. I was sitting there thinking to myself, Alan, where are you going to get that kind of money from? What are you going to do? This dude is sitting here right now, ready to take you out. How are you going to come up with $300,000 and you in a jail cell? Please make that make sense to me as well. Now, this was very weird. The guy that came to take him out, right? He's talking about how when it comes to unliving people, it takes a lot out of him, so he needs to take a nap. I was like, what? He gotta take, okay. Whew. We are just going far out, Tyler. A mercenary needs to take a nap because doing his actual job is taxing on him. What kind of a mercenary is this? Was this a mercenary that you got from wish.com or something like that? Because I don't know nothing about a mercenary, But from what I would think about a mercenary is they have no emotions. They don't have they like empathy. They are sociopaths and stuff like that. So they don't feel anything for other people. But this mercenary is an empathetic soul. Say what? But it is what it is. Once again, what did I say? We are in Tyler Perry land, and anything can happen here. But let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. Next up, you guys, we got Bobby and Max. So Bobby and Max, they've switched to a different radio where it's only them that's communicating with each other. And so they're talking about the fact that Eli went up to the residence and Bobby asked, can we get somebody in there? And, Max said, no, we can't get anybody in there that we can't trust because at this point, there's nobody they can trust. But they are wondering, why did he go up to the residence, right? And so after that, they got off. They were just going back and forth, right, talking. And then Kyle wants to once again flirt with Max. Like I said in last week's review, what I am sick of is this back and forth because it definitely does give a sexual tension between Kyle and Max. And it's not just on Kyle, it's both of them. I think they both want to sleep with each other. I know for a fact Kyle wants to, but I'm starting to think that so does Max. I'm starting to think that Max does too. Now, moving over to the pharmacy, you guys remember that Kareem's cousin took Dale to the pharmacy, right? And this cousin is flipping the hell out. So he's saying that he knows that the Secret Service agent is the one that came in and stole the drugs, right? But then he asked Dale who else bought it, right? So Dale then reads the list and he couldn't even get the first name out. Damn it! He said another like, damn it! I was like, dude, are you gonna have a conniption? I was so confused why that guy was so high strung. But then come to find out the names that he was reading off were names of the people who also overdosed as well. And so he's telling Dale that you're gonna take the fall for this. I was like, how? Dale just started working at the pharmacy, so how would he take the fall for it? Then the guy takes a picture of Dale and calls somebody and tells the guy, yeah, he's the one that mixed it. Say what? And then he told him, whoever the person is on the phone, yeah, and he hit Kareem upside the head with a baseball bat. How do you know this, sir? How does he know this? Never mind. What did I say earlier? Tyler Perry land, right? So we're just gonna roll with the punches because I was very confused. And then old boy just left out of the pharmacy with Dale in there, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Next up, you guys, Victoria and Eli. I want to go ahead and wrap them up real quick because their scenes was really stupid and I didn't understand it. So Victoria is telling Eli that, well, she's actually very proud of herself because she is the one that's orchestrated everything, right? So I guess she wanted Hunter to see Sharon. She did a little research on Sharon. She found out that Sharon worked at the pharmacy. She also found out that the pharmacy was under investigation for the drugs. So she needed to find a way to get the drugs in Hunter's hand, right? She knows that Alan and Alonzo are friends, and she knows that Alan gets the drugs from the pharmacy for, Donald. But I was kind of confused about the plan. I was very, very confused. So she takes his drugs, and then she knew that he would find some kind of a dumb agent to go and get him some drugs. So that's where Alonzo comes in with him being cool with Alan. But I don't know how that part ties in. Because how did you know that Alan would how did you know that Alan would willingly tell him that he got drugs for, Donald? Very confused about that part. Then, they were talking about the situation with Simone moving, whatever his name is, her son. I can't even think of the little nigga's name right now. Whatever his name is, you guys can leave it in the, please don't actually. I know his name, I just can't think of his name right now. Jason, that's his name. So, Eli is telling her that Simone didn't tell him about moving Jason. And I was like, you guys fill me in on that because I don't remember that storyline from last season or whenever. I don't remember that storyline. But hey, if it happened, it happened. But I don't remember it. Now, they are in the White House. At one point, they went from just a regular hallway of the residence to the bedroom. And then they were in the bedroom having sex. And who bust in but Hunter? That's weird too. Like this is like a walking zombie at this point because the man just overdosed. He overdosed and he has kidney issues. So how is he able to? Never mind. Now, let's go ahead, you guys. The next thing that I'm really over is this shit with Nancy, you guys. So the doctor is releasing Nancy from the hospital, and the lady is still high as giraffe pussy. And I'm so confused as to why a doctor would release her. Why not? I mean, I would think that y'all would want her to come down from whatever hallucinogenics she is on, but no, they're gonna release her. And then Nancy is getting worse because this time she decided to tell Richard about his daddy, how she wanted to be in a relationship with his daddy and she didn't want Richard back. She said his daddy was good in bed. His daddy was bigger than Richard. I was like, oh, wow, this is terrible. And so Richard went to the doctor and the doctor said, yeah, she's free to go home. And I was still wondering, like, how is she free to go home? Like, y'all have not got her to come down from this induced state that she is in because she is, once again, high as fuck. But okay, it is what it is. And so Richard says, you know what? I gotta go and I'm gonna send somebody to come get her. So he called Priscilla. Priscilla told, when Priscilla answered the phone and it was Richard, she said, I don't give a shit what Sam told you. He was like, what the fuck you talking about? And she says, never mind. What's up, Richard? And so he asked her, could she come and pick up Nancy? And she's like, what's going on? He said, you know, I can't deal right now. So I really need you to come pick her up. And can she stay at your place? And she said, sure, it's fine. And then lastly, you guys, Alan. Alan and this guy are in the cell, right? Remember, he just took a nap, right? Why did he get up and him and Alan ready for him to come at him? They get into a whole fight and Alan is beating the hell out of this man. I was just like, Tyler, what is this? But hey, it is what it is, you guys. I want you guys to tell me, what did you guys think about this episode of The Oval in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys later on for... So tonight is Sisters as well as Beverly Hills and Miami. And then I will be doing a live later this afternoon for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I'll see you guys for all of those. Bye, guys.